Okay, there we go. Hello there, Sean. Good to have you. Thank you very much for the host. I tell you what, I really do like having the ambient battlefield ground as sounds in the background. I tell you, I really do like that. I don't know why it just sounds so cool. No, it's good. Here we are. Right, okay, so everything looks to be sorted here on Twitch. It's been a while since I last streamed on Twitch, but you thought, you know what, I might as well get back into it. That would be Richard called me right on time. There we go. Put that to busy. There we go, then. As we'll get started in just a second. How you doing there, Paul? Good to have you, my friend. How you doing there, Parmentier? Good to have you. Right. We'll go ahead and get into this then. So, new turn from Deadman. What that means is... Apparently that's what that means. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't suspect that sort of name there. I like that. That is very bold. Oh, Christ. I like that name. Indeed, the wild ride. Oh, God, I can't get over that. Ideally, everything will be alright here. Still trying to get everything set up. Twitch seems to change all the bloody time when you're not using it. And here we are. So there will be no attack at Singapore nor Clark today. We will have a bombardment at Clark though today. I can't even say the name of that base. How you doing, Vulcan? Good to have you, my friend. Oh, I like the new emoticons. That beats amazing. Oh, right. I'm always with you, Parmentier. Always. Right, I did send out a number of heavy cruisers and a number of actual assets out here as we look to intercept these forces here. The good news is we do have 3 torpedo boats moving back up this way. Why are they attempting to withdraw? I don't understand. I know the destroyers have low ammunition, but you should be fine. That's ridiculous. Sometimes the behavior is a little bit strange there. Well, we do have additional assets out there. In fairness, it does bounce them back. We do have additional forces moving out here, so that's okay. 265 looks like torpedo boat to call. We'll catch that one, in fact. Right, looks like we're chasing them here. So we do have one of the heavy cruisers over here, 2 destroyers. Allied naval forces surprise. I'd imagine that's surprise. Our forces attempt to launch a long lance torpedo attack. So we do have a heavy cruiser Makuma. The Kuma opening up there with the guns. Yeah, these AKLs are not worth a hell of a lot. But I still want to catch them. Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it, Vulcan, to be honest. And the thing is, when they think they're out of ammunition, they're not fully out of ammunition. It's rare, but they are completely and utterly out of ammunition. I mean, even the AA is actually sufficient for this sort of task. Ah, well. We do find them over here, so we're going to speed this up. Hey, Arctic. Oh, this game's fantastic. That's good to see. We've got new people. Fresh blood. Good to have you. But no, Gregory VanHouten Pacific is absolutely fantastic. There's really nothing quite similar. I mean, this is like definition of overkill, to be honest. The game does go on sale every now and then. It might actually be on sale at the moment, but if it's not on sale, then it'll not be too far away from a sale, really. Okay. Looking good. We don't actually use any torpedoes, which is interesting considering it said we stated that we started a long lance. I don't know if we use any torpedoes there. Right, I'm hoping that we will intercept the ships that are approaching Merrick. Okay, let's go for that. Ooh, hit but no explosion. You know what, we don't often get that, but they've actually moved into the actual atoll here over Niwiltok. Ideally we can slam them. But Fresher is a bit of a pain there. Ideally he doesn't pick up on anything, but he wanted that AK. Yeah, Christmas Sail is always good. Hopefully we can try and punish that submarine there. But there's a couple of patrol boats that will be moving around here. He's likely going to be aware that we do have a carrier, or potentially... He knows something's up. He will know something is up. Okay. So we do see a couple 139s over here. Are they sweeping? No, they're strafe once again. They're strafing. A few hits on the port there, but there's nothing actually in the port at this moment in time. One of them was damaged. Okay. So it looks like we'll be moving into the day phase. Oh no, still have some business over here. Oh, nice. That is a nice one there. So that is another AP. Quite happy about that. Auto 33. Using deck gun apparently, but we didn't score any hits there. We do have a second torpedo slam home, however. Yes, it looks like he's actually trying to vacate the Dutch East Indies with additional ships here. I'm quite glad that we can actually continue to sink them. Really nice to try and chalk up some more ships in the tally there. And that will conclude the night phase, it seems. Okay. Moving into the day phase. Well, we're in the AM phase now, aren't we, I should say. Right, there we go. So this would be the... Oh, it's the heavy cruiser over here, then. That's good to see. Allied Naval Forces surprised. None too surprised myself. Looks like an AP, to be honest. Yes, it is indeed the Hongkong. Okay. Mogami will intercept here. She's pretty much screwed, isn't she, really? Yeah. There we go. Ooh. I think she's dead. We should have an AK actually moving into Palembang shortly, in fact, so we can rearm the heavy cruisers. We do see a Dutch sub over here, then it seems. Okay. It's good to know there's actually submarines out here. Right then. Air operations, we do detect a ship out there at Moors, which is interesting. We still see the AP out there, seeing ships there, 2 allied ships. Right, okay, still seeing that AP there. AK out there at Darwin, AM. Tanker supposedly. 10 allied ships there near Denpasar. Now, we do have our heavy cruisers at Makassar, so we can actually go ahead and hunt them down. We've seen in the past that we can't sink all of them, but if we can sink any of them, I will be happy. Right, D3A1 valve spot, what seems to be a submarine in the vicinity there. Oh, we do actually spot something out there in the Philippine Sea. I do have forces that can go ahead and actually intercept that, so that would be very much required there. Right, we are seeing a few allied submarines there in that area. And the good news is we don't need to move that much there. I'm going to try and avoid that, to be honest. Right. Oh, we do see, yeah, so that is the 10 ships over there, supposedly. Hudson. Okay. He's running ASW missions out of Australia, then. I do wonder what we see in the Philippine Sea, then. Right, so we have our sweeping in here. I mean, the good news is it looks like we'll soon be able to move these zeros elsewhere. I mean, I don't see the one Buffalo winning here. I just don't see it. There we go. Okay, excellent. It looks like we'll be in the clear there. Now, we do have bombers attacking Clark. That's very good. So you can see that we do have the Sallies over here as well now, which is very nice. We want to make sure that we can just start to slam Clark as hard as we can. And then I'm going to start to hit these other airfields as well and start building up the damage across multiple airfields. So speed this up. There we go, make it through. It's a shame that he still has a 1 fight, but we'll deal with that. A little bit of flak there. Okay, there we go. So we do have 1 little damage. We do have a few hits on the airbase and the runway there. Right, we do have Zeros coming in escorting the Sallies. They've got more hits on the runway. Now there's actually some competent flak over here at Batavia, so we do have to be quite mindful of that. I think, what is it, the 80mm guns? I can't recall exactly what they are. So we do have some Sonoyas and some Sallies here on escort, which is not particularly great. We might lose some Sonoyas. But we'll see. The defensive fiber Sallies might be able to help out, but it's not good that they're going in and escorted as well. Okay. Well, we'll see how we get on here. Alright, so they do make it through then. They do make it through, sorry. Okay, few damage there for our cost. That's not too bad. These Tojos. I just can't get over the Tojos. I think we have them down. Oh no, they're still up high. I'm gonna have to have them go low, really. Right, we just shoot down that P-35. It's because it's so goddamn maneuverable, that's the problem there. Right, we have more sallies, and yes, finally coming in at Singapore here. Okay. I don't like the fact that they're coming in without escorts, frankly. But, okay. Not too bad there. We do inflict about 40 casualties, a disabled. That's not bad at all, actually. That's not bad. I do can cause problems. Right, another raid coming in here, another 17 sallies. There we go. I really need to be hits on the runway. It looks like we are starting to get some real hits in there now. We should have more reconnaissance on Java this day, and we'll have more and more. We're really at that point now where we've achieved something like critical mass. He seems to have either moved his air power out of Java, or we might have... I don't think we've destroyed it. I think he's moved it out. There we go, good few hits there. But I think we have achieved finally the point at which we have control there, essentially. So what I'll be looking at doing then is probably resting a squadron of zeros so we can palabang and get them again. Yeah, get them moved out elsewhere, really. More Lilies coming in here. And this is it. We probably would have had Singapore much earlier if a few things had been done, well, had been done differently. But that was really a great lesson. Really great lesson there. So a few more non-combatants disabled there. Doesn't make a tremendous difference, but it still helps out. Right, Ida's going in there. I mean, the Ida isn't exactly amazing, but it's not bad in this situation. I can definitely make use of it, and I do enjoy it. Wow, okay. Yeah, wow. Actually, never mind, the Idas are pretty fantastic at this. Yeah, the 430 kilogram bombs are doing a really good job there. L212s then. I think they have a small bomb load. They go for the big army. Okay. Right, so they do miss Megami. We don't actually inflict any damage, but they're only throwing out the 50 kilogram bombs there. Right, we are still seeing raids over here, Mulmien. We won't cross at Mulmien today. Oh, he's strafing. That's intriguing. Yeah, 20 hits for 24 bombs indeed. Right, a few casualties there. Not too bad. What we'll do then is we'll be able to rectify that situation. I don't like how many aircraft he has over there in Burma. But frankly, if Java looks like it's about to fall in terms of air power, then I can start to shift that air power back to the north, which I'm pretty happy with. I mean, 2 full squadrons of zeros. Additional key 43s of various classes will be good. Various models, I should say. Right. Reported hits over there is nice. Okay. 10 allied ships, but that's going to be our own ships there. Unless it's reporting a submarine. It's likely a submarine, to be honest. That one does intrigue me. Allied patrol says buzzing is over there. I mean, this is it. I would be shocked if he didn't know cargoes there, but we can't take any chances. In all honesty, what I'm going to be doing when we do approach Wake, I'm going to be sending the entire Kinabatai. I don't really want to bring it up to chance. We do have additional zeros down in Port Moresby area. I'm going to increase that. Right, the L212 is going in once again against Megami. Okay. How you doing there, Charcoal Cheetah? Oh, definitely. We've still had, we've had some great setbacks. We've had a lot of success as well, but definitely some great setbacks. We're playing against Admiral Dadman. He is a multi-year veteran. He's one of the moderators on the One Pacific Forum, so really great guy. But he has definitely given us a bloody nose in places. We've given him bloody noses, but not quite the ones we wanted to. It's been quite a crazy game so far, in all honesty. Right, so we do have a shock attack over here then. I'm glad I did send the 15th Division. Stronger than I thought it was going to be, but they are in clear terrain, so we should massacre them. Well, we didn't have an attack on Pearl Harbor. Essentially, Dadman... Dadman cancelled the attack on Pearl Harbor. That was a fun one. Okay. Most of the disables not bad there. 817, 64. So they both retreated. I was hoping that we could destroy them, but that's fine, we'll continue to chase them. So we do have bombardment carrying on over here with the 37 for the 41st. I do have additional division. Another division should be on its way down here, actually. 141 ain't bad, but I want to have a third division before we even consider pushing there. Right, so we do have a continuing bombardment in Clark. I'm not seeing any other forces over here, but I've not seen anything over here at Eba for a while. We should have a unit that should be arriving at Eba shortly, to be honest. Right, I'll speed this up. We are having an impact. You can see that these numbers are slowly decreasing. Okay. So, 1 destroyed, 4 disabled. We do have 32 casualties, 1 destroyed, 4 disabled, 1 destroyed there. That's not too bad. You can see that we're at 2087. He's at 786 over here at Clark. We do have another shock attack over here at Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, their own power has been degraded due to the fatigue, so we're probably going to have to give them some time to rest. I just can't believe these units have not surrendered yet. We do have additional units moving south. 88. Yes, finally, Kuala Lumpur has fallen. Bloody hell, that was ridiculous. But it looks like they're all going to surrender here. Yes, looks like they're all going to surrender. That's exactly what we wanted there. That's only taken forever. Yes, we will have to buy additional units like that. Okay, so they're definitely going to have to recover there. We do actually have 3 vehicles destroyed then, but I think that's probably due down to fatigue. So terrain, preparation, fatigue, morale, we had the shock there. But I can replace those. I mean, that was still a fair number of men. 1,203 men, 4 squads there. 270 non-combatants destroyed, 20 destroyed, 11 destroyed, 18 destroyed. That was pretty good there. Those units need to be quite proud of themselves. I'm glad that it's finally over. This elusive war area I want to try and destroy. I want to well, we need to make sure we surround it. Right, can the 4th Division detachment actually beat the base force? I'd like to think so. And it looks like, yes, finally, they do surrender at last. God damn. That's it. They're gone. There's only 95 of them left, so I'm not too surprised. I cannot believe they held out as long. But there we go. We should have 1 more day until we actually arrive here, if I recall. And then we'll have all the units dealt with in Malaya. So there we go. Actually, pretty nice turn. Yeah, that took only forever. What is that about? Oh dear. You have 2 full divisions against a weak Chinese corps. You should attack before it can dig in and reinforce that unit. It's not going to be that bad, therefore. We do have... well, I'm going to be running reconnaissance how bad area can be in the future. We're in a position where we can actually flank those units. We do have another division on its way. He's been pretty static in China. But we are gearing up now for the conquest of Chengchao or Luzong. No. Chengchao, Luoyang, that's it. Yeah, you screwed up Thor. I love the little emoticons, that's really good there. I like that. Swartau. I do have a unit that's moving into there. I did move 1 out to replace it, so it will be about a day or 2 before the unit arrives there. Okay, so went well enough. What we're going to do then... Do let me know if the music's actually a little bit too loud, by the way. Let's take a look then. So, lost aircraft today. Topsy, Sonoya. I don't like these obstacles, but there's nothing we can do about that. Flak. We shoot down a Buffalo. That's good anti-air. He loses a 139. He does actually lose a H-81, which is nice there to operation losses. So, pretty quiet day, but in terms of air power. So, ship sunk last turn. Yeah, that was actually worth a decent amount. So do sink a couple more over here. Nothing major, but they do add up. Especially the APs. We need to stop any APs. He can still use the AKs, but any APs are good to shoot. Well, good to destroy there. I mean, even a capacity of 500 is something that we can't really tolerate. We need to try and eliminate that as much as possible. There we go. Okay, so not bad. Now, we do see 14 bombers. We know about 8 of them are the L212s, possibly more than that. But that looks to be about it, really. Okay, so we do see something over here, 11 auxiliaries. We see 1 fighter over here, 10 auxiliaries. We do see a bomber over here, then. It looks like that might be it for Java. Right, so we do have our heavy cruiser over here, so we will send that out to intercept these 10 ships. Yep, look at that. Beautiful. Now... And the good news is we can actually be really quite bold with our air power. Not so much by Surabaya. Because I don't want to get drawn into the port over there. I could potentially have those units actually operate in a zone, in an arc like that, try and have them actually set to naval attack and do so. We do have the bombers out here at Kopang. Now, we should be able to catch up with the actual forces over here. We should be able to catch them. They're not too far away. We do have the APDs. I'm going to be landing at Den Passage shortly, actually. But it might be worthwhile to actually... Well, I think have the heavy cruisers move out there. But in fairness, I think we get them moving out there. I want to catch those ships. I do not want to allow any of them to escape. There's been some that have escaped in the past, and we really want to try and get rid of as many of them. Have you ever tried this game using the 3-day turn feature? Is it the 2-day or the 3-day? I don't know. I've never tried it like that, to be honest. I can see why people would like to, but then again, I don't know. I just feel like I'd not really have proper control there, to be honest. Okay, so these units will obviously need to recover. Fatigue and disruption, but we are producing more vehicles. We did lose that many for 1,000+ men there, so that's pretty good going. Okay. What I'm going to do then is have them move south towards Singapore. I do need a garrison here, however. 20. Okay. That's something we're going to have to take into consideration then. Two aviation units could do that. Well, technically 3, if there are only 8. It might be that we leave. These are independent tank units, but I really want to have tank units, really. Yeah. So that doesn't build up into anything larger. That one builds up in the 2nd tank division, but that's not going to arrive for a long time. So I could potentially keep them here for the time being. Yeah, the traps there sounds pretty nasty. Okay. Right, so they'll arrive at Georgetown tomorrow. So we just see the... Okay, so apparently 2 ships over here. But we do have an opportunity here to try and intercept. Right. Right, one day we'll arrive. Might as well be in combat mode there. So, I'm going to be glad. It's taken a very long time to march over here, but we have to do that. So really all that lies between us and final victory in Malaya is taking control of Singapore there, really. And that's not going to take long. Now, how much have we recovered? 1725. I think Imperial Guard was 33 last time. What was it? 20 odd for 33rd? But I'm happy with that. They're in a better position now. Ideally, we'll be able to take it. We did inflict some actual damage here. Right. Hit the ground forces. We did... Did we... Right, okay, so they were all set to ground then. So we will have to set them to go ahead and hit the airfield. But I think we'll go ahead and attack this turn. Right, the 2 headquarters are moving towards Singapore as we speak. Yep. So we have 877 assault value here. Support's looking good there. You should have a support. You should be fine. It's not shut up green. But we recovered a little bit of strength there. Okay. Also, we'll have the other element of the 4th Division reunite. It does make an important difference, to be fair. So I'm going to go ahead and order a deliberate attack. Right, there we go. So we'll have that go ahead. Maybe additional just, I don't know. It's one of these things. It could have gone better. Had we crossed what we wanted to with the actual HQ support from the outset, I think things would have been better. But unfortunately, that didn't go ahead. Okay. I think we'll have it. If not tomorrow, not long after. Each time we attack, we are degrading his forces even more so. I think what we'll do then is make sure that we have the Ki-48s. I mean, well, but again, this is a question, isn't it, really? I think we bomb the airfield. We can't leave it to chance, really, can we? So I think what we'll do then is have them bomb the airfield. But in fairness, we are going to be bombing the... Need to get more in here. We should actually have some more available over here at Kuantan. Right, okay, so we look like we actually need possibly some engineers over here. So I'm sure some of these have been on 1 day for a while now. I think we'll stick with the ground attack for now, then. And then we can start bombing him the day after if he doesn't fall. Well, in fact, I think I'll have one. No, I think I'll have the lilies. Yeah, I'm going to have the lilies go ahead and just bomb the outfield. I think that is worthwhile doing so. Can't really allow it to build back up, can we? It's just not worth it. As we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to have these Ki-27s actually split up. The reason being, should ideally help them actually. I don't even need a cap here, to be honest. Should allow us to cover more. Actually, oh right, there's still some McPlantan. Okay. So I need to get an engineer unit over here, because it seems like we're not actually repairing these as we'd like. But that's fine. As we'll attack over here then. We do have base forces, we have naval construction, we have the necessary assets over here to immediately begin working on the base as soon as we have it. So that'll be good. And we have arrived over here at Benkelin at long last, that's good news. So I can go ahead and order the attack there. I think we'll order that attack. Though in fairness, it doesn't particularly matter. What I might want to do then is actually wait for the arrival of additional forces. Though they're not that tough. I think each day I do give it... Well, I think I'm going to wait. I think we'll wait here then. I could bombard them to see how tough they are. We'll consider that one. I don't have a huge amount of supply in this area, so I've got to be careful. There is supply that is being sent down this way. It's being loaded up over here. So we had 45,000, nearly 46,000 tons loaded today. So that should be loaded and set off tomorrow. Yes. What I'm going to do then is await the arrival of additional units. So that's 2 days out. That's not too far out. Yes. It shouldn't be too... Well, actually, no. I think I could probably go for it. We'll attack. I can have them replenish. We've got to move quickly, haven't we? Each day makes it tougher for us, so we need to move out. Right, so we do see the subs over here, but it looks like we sank everything that was in this area. Which I'm happy about. Okay. So these forces... Oh my god, are they still loading? I tell you what, it just... Oh, God's sakes. Right, let's get them moving. I should have had them there days ago, but they'll move out tomorrow. Right, let's see. So I do have this force over here. So we have the 2 AKEs, which is good. And we do have a bit of a 3 tankers over here that we can make use of. A destroyer tent is very nice to have as well. Move them in there. Okay. So do have an ACM present, which is very nice. Yeah, it's looking pretty good here. There's actually a lot of ships over here at BLeAcHACiD. To say that we only have 4 key 27s to defend in here is a little bit worrying. Right. So you've arrived back over here. Okay. What I'm going to do then... the ones with supply. So that's 1,000. That should be sufficient to transport. Put the patrol boats in there. Oh, so we do need more, actually. Okay, that's a little bit too much. Right, that should be about sufficient. I could probably do with... There we go, that should be about right. There we go. So go ahead and load those troops. So I'm going to take the 81st Naval Guard. Well, actually, the 91st has more assault value, so I'm going to take them. There we go. Verify load. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and land over here then. Take that base away from them. It would be nice if they were forced to surrender, but I doubt that's going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to disband that force there. I'm going to load up the additional units. Those destroyers I can have head elsewhere, really. The DMSs I could probably do head in south. Well, guess what I'll do then is I'll make use of the destroyer for the time being, then. I probably don't need it, but you never know. Ooh, okay, that was a big boy there. Right, about sufficient capacity. We'll load up there. We'll go with the 81st then. Get them loaded. So we'll have them take that base. And then, actually, to be honest, the rest of the Naval Guard here, we might have them take the base over here, Tawi, or we might have them continue down south. I mean, in fairness, there's not many bases that we need to take over here, but it would be worthwhile taking them. Naval Guard is all well and good, but we need to land here with some serious force. Which I need to assemble over here, but that's taking forever, which is rather annoying. Okay. Having this reconnaissance is good, though. We need to take a look at every single base here in Java. I don't think he's got a lot left. I think that might be the limit of what he has there. Hey, OCB, good to have you, my friend. It's going well. We've had a pretty good turn. We inflicted a decent amount of air damage. How did we actually do over here, Batavia? Oh wow, only that 5 there. I suppose it does have a decent amount of engineers. So we do need to keep up the actual bombardment there, Batavia, via bombers. Clark, okay, 6, but that's still good. Right, we see one ship over here. He's bloody sneaking them out, which is annoying. We do have a destroyer actually patrolling in this area. I do have a light cruiser and a destroyer over here, so we can try and hunt that down. He's going to be moving towards naval search of ours, so that's good news. We can try and find him. No. I'm not seeing anything around here. We know there's aircraft awake. The cargo is undetected right now, which is good news. Right, okay. So our forces have arrived over here at Tanawa. They've begun the process of unloading, which is good news. I want to get these guys the hell out of here as quickly as possible, to be honest. So as soon as they unload, they need to get the hell out. But the good news is that's going to bring a good chunk of additional supply here. It's going to help us actually build up the airfield. So we have here 881 supply. Yeah, they've only just arrived, it seems, so none of them have unloaded yet. It shouldn't take too long. We do have additional ships moving down here as well to bring more supply. It's a dangerous place to be. We do have Viola here. Okay. Right, importantly, we don't see any detection over here. I mean, this is it. We did see him actually go ahead and buzz us over here with patrols. So he's definitely keen to find out what's going on at Niwatok. He knows something's going on at Niwatok. Yep, he did have the submarine intercept there. Okay. So loading fuel to send down to Rabal. Yes, okay. So he's still sending his men in here to Leh. That's good for me. These fellows are moving in there. Now, we do have over here at Leh, we have 11 zeros. We have a good number of A5M4s, which is good news. That's very nice for us, really. So we do see a ship over here. We need to get moving on Port Moresby. Need to get doing that. We know he's flying out Hudson's over here, which is intriguing. He did buzz us. I don't know if we had that damage beforehand, but we need to bear that one in mind. We have been switched over to night naval search with the actual patrol planes. We haven't seen anything since. But we do have to bear in mind there might be a cap there. Right, they're marching back to Delhi. That will not take too long. That's the one I want to get there. If I can get that, I'm going to be very happy. We should be able to catch them, no problem. We know usually the path he takes. I think what we want to do is we want to move out to actually intercept that path. So if you take a look, yeah, so they're going to head that way. So what I can do here then is I'm currently running 50-50. I can go ahead and increase that. Go to 70-30 there. I want to find those ships. I really do. And I think what we're going to do as well is it might actually be worthwhile to run. Once we get out there, if we don't intercept it next turn, but actually go ahead and run the destroyers as single task forces as well. It's a difficult bloody... It's an annoyance as well, due to the fact that, as we saw earlier, if a ship doesn't have ammunition, then everybody retires, which is quite annoying. Especially against targets like that, where you could essentially just board them, really. I mean, what are they going to do at that point? You'd just surrender, really, wouldn't you? Okay. So we do have 2 light cruisers over here, 2 destroyers. We do have a lot of forces that are tied up over here at Palembang that need to get moving, that need to be elsewhere. We should be able to move into the Andaman Sea quite nicely. Right, we should have delivered it. Yep, we delivered additional supply over here to Port Blair. As we're going to repeat that, get some more supply from Victoria Point there. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in a second, therefore. And the thing to bear in mind is it's not entirely accurate as well, because there's ones that we might have sank that aren't listed. Doesn't take into consideration ones that might have been damaged. Essentially ones that are mission kills. I mean, obviously, fog of war, really. And so we'll go ahead and take a look at ship sunk. So... there we go. So this is what's been listed right now. There could of course be more, and I believe that it is more than that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tankers that are more or less confirmed, but I believe it is more than that. We do have a couple oilers as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, but of course there could be more than that as well. So we've sank a few. We have sank a few tankers and a few oilers, but there are more I'm pretty certain that we've hit, and it hasn't been confirmed. So take that with a grain of salt, but we have hit a good number there. I'm quite happy about hitting all these APs over here. But frankly, we need to hit more. We need to hit more. I don't think President Coolidge went down. She took 1 torpedo, but I do not think she went down. The biggest ship that we've sunk confirmed was the battlecruiser Repulse off the coast of Singkawang. Okay. So we're looking at 16 fighters, 19 bombers over here. 64 fighters over here. What did I say? Did I say Renown? Repulse. I meant Repulse. Renown is the class, isn't it? Yeah, bloody Prince of Wales. I cannot believe her luck. Her luck was amazing. She always seems to be quite lucky like that. Right, we'll have them follow up there. Finish those forces off. Okay. So our forces have arrived over here, that's good news. We are going to go ahead and essentially move across then to Logyang shortly. We have forces closing in on Chengchao. Once we arrive at Chengchao, then we'll start to get things moving. I'd like to just force those units to surrender, really. But I want to be in a position to move forces over here. I've almost got too many forces over here, to be honest. So I do have a brigade there. Quote-unquote brigade. I mean, 47 is still nothing, but yeah, it's not that strong. So we do have additional divisions over here. So we have 10th Division, 32nd Division, 116th Division is... yeah, has just arrived. 116th Division, I might potentially have moved to the north there. I think I'd have to... yeah, I could move directly to the north, but I would have to march along secondary roads, which would take 2 days. Sorry, 4 days. I could march that position there, which is clear terrain. I think that's worthwhile doing. If I can move upon Nanyang, that might be worthwhile. Just to try and control this here, really. But, I mean, there's 10 units over there. That's the thing. I want to make sure that we can catch those units. Well, in fairness, I might need another division over here. 9 units. It shouldn't take that, but I think I probably do want to say that. Actually, no. I think we will march to the north. Okay. Has everything arrived here yet? 26th Division. Okay, it's all here. This looks like it's assigned to the wrong headquarters. What are they assigned to? Are they Mongol garrison? Okay, so they're Mongol garrison then. Mongol garrison. Let me double check, make sure that is correct. Yep, Mongol garrison slash North China area army. That is quite expensive, but I do want to reform that division. I was like, gonna have to unpack, god damn it. Okay, so 2 days to be able to reform that division then. I know there's quite a few political points, but I do want to have another division that can be moved out here. We need to try and push as hard as we can, really, in these early days before he really digs in. And he's going to be digging into this area. Okay. Not a huge amount of actual damage against the airfield here, but still, that is what we want to see there. That'll build up over time. Especially as we move more and more sallies over here to Luzon. I mean, once Singapore's fallen, I'm going to be moving more forces over here. Right. Let's take a look at our forces then. Have they recovered anything? So 19 fatigue, 15 fatigue, 14, 16, 16, 22 there. I didn't know bad. Good to have you, my friend. Good to see you here. Right, so we're up to 20 and 78 AV there. Okay. The engineers are recovering, which is nice. I'm still not seeing anything there, but my detection is not that great, so I still can't trust it as of yet. I am moving a unit over there, which will arrive shortly. So we'll find out. And if Iba is empty, then that's good. It might even be worthwhile leaving it there, but I don't think they would retreat to Iba. And probably would be best if they didn't retreat to Iba. There would have been jungle rough as well. Yeah, times 3 terrain is no joke. They're likely going to retreat either to Manila or Bataan. I'd say Manila's more likely. There's a few units over here in Bataan. But what I'd like to do is take Manila, finish these units here, and then we can return to Bataan. We do have a force to be able to do that. It's all about cracking him over here at Clark. It will take us some time to recover, but once we crack him at Clark, we'll be good. I mean, I can rest them at Clark quite nicely, allow them to build up, and even Clark itself is still worth about 450 to the Allies there. It's worth about 36 to us, so it will swing the VPR way as well, which is quite nice. But securing a very large airbase there would be very good. So the question comes down to, do we wait and build up the damage of the airfield a little bit more? Possibly. There's no big rush in Luzon. I'd like to take it before the end of January, however. So we do have to get a move on. I suppose it's one of those cases of where I don't think there's anything more I could do to sway the odds in our favour. Not immediately, anyway. Yeah. I need to get some additional aviation units into these bases over here just to make sure every base has aviation, just so we can repair every aircraft. No, I don't think there's anything else I can do there. If they're returning there. Okay. Oh, I actually didn't show you the entire list, did I? Four, sorry. So, AKs. We stack a good number of AKs so far. There's many more that I want to sink. There might be more that have not been listed here as well. But there are more that I want. How you doing there, Deepicduck? Good to have you, my friend. There we go. Well, this is it. I've been saying for a while, but I would go back to Twitch. And I think what I'm going to do then is probably do the streaming side on Twitch. The reason being, it seems to be more convenient for people. And then what I'll do is I'll upload to YouTube. It seems like Twitch is more of... how does it say? People are more... I don't know. It seems like it's more suited to the streaming side. There's a lot more than I can actually do over here, which is quite nice. The good news is I'm looking forward very much to moving out when I actually do get a chance to move out of university and get things set up. I'm going to be looking to have like my own little office there, which should be quite nice. How do I rewind to watch from the beginning? I think you can. I'm sure you can do something like that. See, this is it. I'm not as familiar with Twitch as I am with YouTube, so I don't know how. But the other good thing as well is people can freely support me here on Twitch versus YouTube. Like, for example, if you have Amazon, you can click, I think it's like follow or something like that. But essentially, oh, subscription, I think it is. I think if you have Amazon Prime or something, you actually get a free subscription that you can give away to a Twitch streamer. So it's one of those where it doesn't cost you anything, but it actually helps support the streamer there, which is quite nice. Plus the free bits are nice. No, it sounds awful. But this is it. I'm going to try and save for university. Stuff ain't cheap. Okay. I'm a little bit concerned that we haven't seen any submarine activity over here. We haven't really seen any targets. Maybe... well, we are being detected over here, so he's at least aware of that. Yeah, he's definitely running patrols out here from Pearl Harbor. We might have to reevaluate those paths. Okay. Psi-25 has arrived over here. She is another submarine carrying a float plane, which is fantastic news. I'm looking forward. I mean, having actual submarine equipped... yeah, having submarines equipped with float planes out here is going to be fantastic. It does make these guys phenomenally more effective, but it also means that we can actually continue to hunt down targets that we might lose with surface ships there. I think we're going to be quite good. The only difficulty is Darwin over here, but I think there's only one AKL there. But I'd imagine there's probably going to be aircraft over here at Darwin. I think what we'll do is we'll set up like an actual arc over here to target enemy shipping. We'll see. So we have a good number of key 43s over here, which is nice. There's nobody talking at this moment in time. They've been a bit quiet. You're not going crazy, don't worry. Now that's intriguing, but it's got the DMS spotted over here. But it does seem like BLeAcHACiD has actually cleared the mines. It seems that way. I think we're good. I haven't seen any mine activity. It seems like we're okay. We've had multiple ships moving into the port now for quite some days, so I think we are good. But we do have a good, strong collection of shipping over here. Lurking and learning. You're on the wrong string, man. Okay, go ahead and pick up the last of the troops over here, then. I think we use them to conquer. The DMSs I do want to have move out down south. I mean, DMSs would be very useful down here, especially for the lands at Java. We don't... Well, we can't be sure that there's no mines, essentially. Righto. Okay, so there are some patrol boats in here. It's actually quite a good number, so I could probably have the destroyers move elsewhere. What I'm going to do then is grab these 14 Nauters. There we go. Yes, I'll go back over that in a second. I'll talk about Luzon once again in a second, actually. Let's see. 19. That would actually be able to handle the other naval guard unit. But I do want to have a couple more ships in there just to make sure we don't lose everything, really. There we go. Thank you very much for that, Domus. That is much appreciated. See, I hope that didn't cost you anything. That's what I like about Twitch. It doesn't cost people, per se. But that's much appreciated. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to get things set up for Twitch. I'll tell you what surprised me as well is the fact that I had... I think I've got about 617 followers here on Twitch. I'm like, bloody hell, I've not been doing anything here. Oh, Domus. Oh, man. Oh, that's sweet, man. I feel really ignorant about Twitch. Bless it. I'm like talking it down, and the poor man's paid. Oh, bless him. Yeah, name a ship. I wish you could rename ships, but unfortunately we can't rename them. It is one of those things we'd like to do, but unfortunately we can't. Right, so what I'm going to do then is I'll have them on... we'll just have them on escort, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and grab that other DD. Can you? I didn't know that. Oh man, that's much appreciated. Thank you very much there, Domus. I see you're from Poland as well. I know Marauder's from Poland. Probably get on with him. He's pretty into one of these as well, so I do recommend checking out Marauder PL's channel on YouTube. I believe he streams on Twitch, but I'm not too sure. But he's very good. Right, we're going to... I do want to take that, the Ariake. Alright, okay. Yeah, but our ships like your town too, nations with two of their now can be renamed. Ah. See, this is it. I never see that sort of stuff really, because I just haven't played the Allies enough. Right, put you back in there. Yes, they still have their target, that's good. As we'll go out there, we'll take control of those bases. I'll go ahead and put that destroyer in here then. Okay. Right, so we are gearing up for the invasion. I do have fuel actually moving down there to Kopang. I don't like the fact that it's been completely spotted. I never really do like that. Oh wow, thank you very much for that, man. Tiny student. I don't know what any of that means. But thank you. Okay, we do have our G3s here. Okay, so I've been using the G3s for the airfield attack, haven't I? I could probably increase the amount of G3s hitting Surabaya. So we're at 60% here. 40% are attacking. Yeah, I feel like it sometimes. I feel like young but old. I don't actually have any damage done at Surabaya, which is not exactly great. I'd like to go ahead and hit these auxiliaries out here, actually. If it doesn't have anything protecting that, that does sound quite good. I think what we need to do then is really figure out what's going on here. And I do have the key 15s over here, which is nice. Why? I need supply down here. For some odd reason, it's not sending supply, and I do need that supply. And rather than do that, I'm going to actually just increase the amount of requirements. Amount of requirement here. We do have the MKBB import over here at Oost Harbor, which is good news. So if I go ahead and left click. There we go. So we can't refuel everything, but we will be able to refuel it shortly. Tomorrow probably have them refueled, but there we go, we have a good chunk of fuel. Alas, the MKV. Oh well. Right. So yeah, regarding the Philippines, we are going to be hitting Mindanao, and I think I will be using at least a division for Mindanao. Supported Naval Guard units would be nice, but I think at least a division. We've seen what happens at Cagayan if we leave things. If we take a look at the actual terrain there, Cagayan is rough terrain. I mean, there is some nasty terrain, like Davao is times 3 terrain. It might be that we actually take 2 divisions to Mindanao just to make sure that we do take it. There is bases like Cebu that could be taken. They'll probably be low on supply. They'll probably run out of supply quite quickly, really. Especially if they're subjected to intensive attack. Okay. I think at Clark, I could continue bombarding. I could continue... I think we might continue with the bombardments. I think we might continue actually building up the amount of airfield damage. And then potentially attack, because we have 19 fatigue, 15, 14, 16, 16. We could attack, but it might be worthwhile just to try and get that as low as possible before we actually do attack. We are inflicting damage against him. I do want to get moving though, that's the problem. That is the problem. There might be additional forces I could bring to Clark, but the issue with Clark is you really need big formations for them not to get their asses handed to them, really. If they're smaller, they do tend to take a lot of damage, and with it being times 3 defensive terrain, it's going to be pretty nasty. He still has at least level 3 fortifications as well. I don't know. I think it's going to be a bad one either way, really. I'd like another headquarters there, really. But we have a 16th headquarters down here, Bernardo. I might shift it to the north, but I think I'd like to have a division, sorry, a actual core headquarters available for Java as well, really. That would be nice. Right, so we are going to be crossing over here. We do have... Jesus, that morale's pretty shocking. That is pretty shocking. Yeah, the Thai forces do not have a low morale. Fatigue's not too bad, actually. Disruption's not too bad. Of course, this unit's going to be staying here. They're resting right now. Which is fine. I could do with some AA guns over here at Mulmian then, just to make sure they can try and ward off some of the attacks there. Right, we do have additional units over here now. Additional construction units have arrived. You'll be unpacking tomorrow. You'll finally have unpacked. Right, we are building up the airfield here, which is good. Supply will be moving out here as well. So that's good news then. I did actually begin to send the submarines out towards Madras and towards this area over here as well, actually. I do have a submarine patrol this way. This is it. As soon as we clear Singapore, then we can begin moving up there. So we're going to continue to bombard the airfield there. I mean, 13 damage would be repaired. I really don't want to leave it to actually begin building up again. His fortifications, I can't recall what they might... I can't recall actually what they might be at the moment in time. Maybe level 1, maybe level 2. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's like level 2, perhaps. Yeah. We'll attack there nonetheless tomorrow. I don't know. Will it fall tomorrow? Will it... I don't know. Probably not. It is tough, actually. I mean, this is a problem, because there's 23 units over here. There's quite a lot of... I mean... I don't know. It's one of those of where there is some strong units like the 27th of... Is it 27th Australian? I can't recall which one it is. But there is some strong ones. Oh, I do like the emotes, actually. That's really cool. I'll have to take a look at those emotes. I could do it actually get some custom emotes. I remember talking to TH, she was like talking about it. Oh, go to this place, you can get some like custom emoticons actually made. And I'm like, I'm probably going to have to do that, actually. That'd be quite nice. Ideally be able to take things more professionally in the future, really. At least I'm not wasting people's time. Right, we have our ACMs over here. I'm going to have them disband into the Port of Canton. They can look after the mines over here. Yeah, I like that. Thank you very much, Benabad. I like that boat. Actually, that's not good. What's changed over here? So I didn't take a unit over here, but I do need to get another unit over here to swat out. Actually, no, I think I had been complaining about that previously, hadn't it? I'll have to take a look again at a unit out there. Right over here at Tokyo. No ships in port at Tokyo at this moment in time. I do have assets that should be moving to Paramashirojima. Right, that's going to be going back to Toyohara. Patrol boats over there at Toyohara. We've not seen many American submarines out here. He seems to be using them more tactically at this moment in time. Or at least for operations. Right. We do have some 14 knot of patrol boats over here. And I'm quite happy because we do have patrol craft over here. These are the Moment class patrol craft. I mean, this is essentially all destroyers. We do have 2 of those, which are nice. At least that gives us something we can actually work with. We do have some sub-chasers here as well. Well, 1 sub-chaser here. We do have the AMC Kiyosumi Maru, which is actually going to be really, really important. I'd love to give her additional reserves there. How many can she fly? Okay. I'd like to get another Jacob there. That would be quite nice, frankly. So we take a look at Paramashirojima then. We do have a decent amount of fuel. We do have a decent amount of supplies. Supplies are being built up as well, so we do have additional stuff heading out this way. We're building up there, nearly at level 1 airfield. I need to get some H6K4s based out here in the near future, but right now I do need them. So at truck I do have an H6K4 that is ready to be transferred. Yes, Infinite has been helping me with the pilot training. He's been really nice like that. Bless his little heart. Okay. Right, so we do have our zeros aboard over here, man. Yeah, sure, Revo, can take a look if you like. Yeah, no, I can totally get that. It's a really big task, isn't it, really? There are some differences, though. One of the differences over here, really, is in Manchuria, really. The reason being, we did buy out the actual air division in Manchukuo, well, in Manchuria. So what that did is, I didn't realise at the time, but it essentially bought out every squadron as well, and allowed them to move. So we do have them over here at Fusan. Well, they were at Fusan, actually. It looks like it's transferred them into Japan proper. Ah, yes, that was it. They were bought out in Manchuria, and then we had them transferred into Japan, which is why we have such great numbers in Japan proper. Which is not a bad thing. To be honest, I do that in other games because it makes sense by now that air division. But yeah, like we have far more numbers in Japan than we would normally, which is very nice. Okay. So frankly, things are looking good. I've not seen any shipping down here as of yet. Ideally, we'll be able to catch up with that. I do think, well, I do think it's a little bit concerning regarding the Hudsons over here, but I think that's just natural behaviour, really. Right. I was really hoping we could actually pick up on those AKs and AKLs there. It might be that we have them actually return and actually form a bit of a blockade, well, a bit of a perimeter over here, patrol pattern over here, and try and hit these guys. They've only got so many places they can actually head for. The ideal situation is, should the actual heavy cruiser be able to engage in the two destroyers there, should they be able to engage, even if they can't sink everything, if they at least damage everything, that would be nice as well. Okay. So I do need to pick up the rest of the 35th JNAF over there. But I can do that with other units, really. I think we need to get the forces landed over the Denpasar. So if I take a look then, we can carry about 500, which is not going to be enough there for the 15th. Which is a bit of a problem. I do have a heavy cruiser over here at BLeAcHACiD. Okay. Right, we do have an AK that's actually loaded. We do have a destroyer tender as well. Kako. Right. We do have our destroyers over here. The good news is, at least with the actual AD, we should be able to actually repair some damage. There's definitely a mixed bag of classes over here. Oh, we do actually have an APD over here, the Momi. Class APD Tade. Okay. So I'm going to get these destroyers moving. We'll take the APD as well. The DMSs I might want to actually go ahead and get transferred down south as well. So we'll have these forces actually head south then. So I can have them refueled. There we go, they've been refueled there. So I'm going to have them head down here to Mexar. How you doing there, Honoris? Good to have you, my friend. I'm loving that emoticon. Okay, we'll have them head to Mexar. Mekasa, however you want to pronounce it. So what I could do then is I could... well, let's see, what do we have left over here at Kandarai? 35th. It's that bloody searchlight. I hate that first. I hate that bloody searchlight. Oh, that's good to hear, man. No, I know how you feel. I know how you feel. I don't think anybody's really slept properly, have they? Not for a while. Right. So, Vitade. Would bring us another 150 capacity. And what we'll do, really, I mean, I could use the actual heavy cruiser, but I'd like to have that heavy cruiser actually go out and intercept over here, really. I mean, to be honest, it does seem like Manak is empty of mines. We've passed through there multiple times without any problem with mines. So, I think we could probably head that way. He doesn't seem to be aware of the actual ships in Ushaven, as far as we're aware. But I don't want to take any chances there. And the good news is, well, I mean, this is it. He was actually strafing at the port where I didn't see anything in the port. So ideally, he may take that as a sign that it's actually empty. But we can't rely on that, really. Right. So we'll attack over here at Banklin then. Give that a shot. And let's take a look then. So over here at Palembang, let's see. The fatigue's not too bad, which is nice. 18. Obviously that's going to be worse when I... Probably will be worse when I rebuild that squadron. 23. Actually, that's not too bad, man. So we have 18 and 23 fatigue on the actual 0 squadrons. Okay. I mean, the Thailand KUS has a great number of reserves there, which is very nice. That definitely does help them out considerably. We do have a Key 431A squadron there, about 27 of them, which is not a bad number. 15's not too bad. G4M1's there. Okay. Janbane's complaining about supply. Though you do have supply there, so you should be okay. Yeah, I do need more supply down here at Palmbang. We do have supply heading down here. It is on its way. I mean, it's tempting because I don't want to turn off the actual oil repair. If I turn off oil repair, then we'd actually have supply being produced. And we do have it pretty good over here. I mean, we do have a lot of... well, we have 812 refineries. I've got to build that oil up, though. I think we do keep it up, because the thing is, every day I delay means less time. How you doing there, Mike? Good to have you, my friend. Yes, I mean, we've still got 168 to repair there. I mean, that's 168 days. I need to keep this repairing, just pretty much constantly. We do have 70k supply will be making its way down there. We'll never notice any problems with supply then. We're not going to be making that heavy use of Palembang for long either, really. And the situation over here at Java, it looks like he's pretty much dry on air power. There's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of auxiliary over here. There's like, what, 21 auxiliary. There's like, what, 1 fighter there. There's 14 bombers over here. Doesn't look like there's any fighters left at this moment in time. I don't feel like we've destroyed all of them. I think it might pull some of them back. But that's looking good. I think what we can do at the very least is transfer out a 0 squadron. I think I'd like to make sure we still have some zeros on station, really, for this area. Just to make sure, in case there are fighters that we're not aware of. But I think we could have a squadron of zeros actually transferred. I mean, ideally I need 2 squadrons over here. It's going to be a tough battle. It might very well be that we have to take it in a very interesting way. We'll see, really. I think the best bet might be to try and draw out his air power, really. Yeah, 16 fighters there. But then again, this is a good situation. He's not going to have amazing aircraft. He's probably got, well, he's got a Flying Tigers. I'd be pretty damn surprised if it wasn't a Flying Tigers, which is going to be tough. That is going to be a tough ask. So we do need to concentrate air power as much as we can to try and deal with that. We're not too far away. When we do cross over to this hex, I'm going to be very happy. It does not look as if these forces are moving now, which is excellent news. So, I mean, they'll cross from Mulmian, which is jungle, to jungle over here on the other side of the river. I mean, they do have a decent amount of disruption and fatigue, but they do have the strength to be able to deal with that. That unit did have quite a few losses, so we should be able to manage that. Then what we'll do is just lock down in that position, really. Once we're in that position with ×2 terrain, I'm going to be very happy. That does put us that bit closer towards Rangoon. I'm not going to move up on Pegu yet, because the reason is it's clear terrain. It'd be no good for us, really. But we're not far. We're not far from the end there. I think what we'll be looking towards doing then is once we actually have Singapore under our control, we'll take a look at the actual state of the divisions, take a look at the state of the forces. I do need to get DMSs in immediately to clear the mines from Singapore. Afterwards, after Singapore has been cleared, we need to go ahead and immediately clear mines from George Star. But the good news is we will have forces ready to move out. Yes. But frankly, we need to get more supplies moving to Malaya. We need to get more supplies on ships ready to move out immediately. Okay, these forces have arrived over here at long last, which is good news. Which gives me the Yokosuka 2nd SLF, which is very nice. An opening gambit over here then might be we use the Yokosuka SLF there, possibly. And to be honest, what I'll probably use it for is to take some bases in the area. But we might use it then to secure some bases out here. And this is a very nice base. We don't have any idea what's actually in these bases. This is why reconnaissance is just so key. Right, I do have another Babs over there. Lacking a pilot. Right, so you need to go to Easthaven. Okay. Get you in over there. We will get additional supply there to Easthaven next turn then. I've upped the amount of requirements there, so it should move now. Okay. There's a decent amount of fatigue, but they do have that 50% rest. They should be okay. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time for things to get sorted. They have been transferred quite a lot, haven't they, really? So they have really accrued a good number of air miles. We do have the other regiment over here, the 20th Regiment, which is not far out now. So once they do arrive at BLeAcHACiD, we can have them rest, await the arrival of these forces from Monardo. So this base appears to be empty. I say appears because I don't really have a detection level there. I do have some level of detection, but not much. So if we want to go do then is have the actual reconnaissance planes, I think take a look at the actual coast. Obviously we do need to keep it up at Batavia, but having the airfield damage there is very good. If I can actually subdue the airfield, I'd be quite happy there. Okay. So, we did transfer out one Sally Squadron. I might go ahead and actually transfer the 60th Sentai out, maybe tomorrow. We did inflict a little bit of damage over here at Singapore, which was nice. So I think we'll launch the attack at Singapore tomorrow. I really had hoped that we would have taken it a few days ago, actually. I'm quite surprised that we haven't taken it, but it's just no cakewalk, really. It's a big base, it has a lot of units, it has a lot of supply. And the thing is, as well, we actually beat those units up in Malaya, but this is it, we're just going to destroy them. Which is a bit of a shame. Ah, well. What can you do? What can you do? Okay. I think elsewhere things are going well enough. What we'll go ahead and do then is check on our operations report. IA reports have been sighted by the enemy at night 161. I'll have to go ahead and check that out later. Right. I'd imagine would be one of the patrol boats near Lingayen. I don't like seeing reports of periscopes near a truck, to be honest. See a lot of reported hits there. Catalina near Vigan. Right, they should not be transported supplies delay. Okay. Yeah, so Mutsu has a point of major damage that we will have repaired later. Katori. Okay. Ah, there we go. Bombay has expanded the airfield size to 5. We've expanded the size of Tulagi's airfield to size 2. Lay's been expanded to size 3, which is good news. Right, I do have a new independent SLF that's arrived at Saipan. Okay. Yeah, I need to close that, but I mean, that's one VP loss. I just need to get a unit out there. We're not too bad on the VP losses there. Right, so Tulagi. There we go. So they're 2% into the way to level 3. I think size 2 is fine for now. I do want to just keep the supply up there a little bit. So we had them bring in additional supply, which is good news. I don't want to have it squatted so quickly. Okay. Right, so that would be the safest path. I'm pretty good with that, to be honest. So that is safer, that is pretty much. That's absolutely the better path to take there. Takes longer, but that is just massively safer. Okay. So we do have the 2 Haste Escape 4s over here then. They have been running the day and night patrols. The question comes down to, is it worthwhile running the day and night patrols? I mean, having that night patrol is quite important, as we've seen from what happened in the past there, really. It was a shame that we didn't actually get into hit the second light cruise that came in, really. But I really could do with Haste Escape 4s elsewhere, really. I mean, some Haste Escape 4s at Tarawa would be quite nice, frankly. It might be that we go ahead and actually transfer them to Tarawa, at least one of the squadrons there to Tarawa. When I actually build up the airfield over here at Tarawa, I could at least have some of our aircraft potentially running naval surge. We've seen in the past that he has bombarded Tarawa. We know that there's Baker Island, Canton Island. Canton Island is a serious concern really because it's times 2. So it's 2-2. We know there's additional bases down here. And this is the area where we're really quite blind, which is not a good thing. He does have, I think he does have 3 carriers. He definitely has those. 2 might be in Australia. One of them's elsewhere, so we have to be very careful. I do wish we could have sank 2 of them. That would have been the dream there. That would have been the dream. But oh well. Never came to pass, did it? Right then, let's see. So, group reinforcement schedule. So we'll have Shoho in about 5 days. She's going to have to remain in Japan for a little while, as we can go ahead and resize those zeros. Actually, speaking of said zeros... So we've got the 11 over here. I do have 10 over here as well. I need more supply of Raphael, to be honest. We are closing on a size 5 airfield, which is good news, but I definitely do need more supply at Raphael. I think it's 4 CVs at this point, probably so. Time is ticking on by, really. Yeah, I think we do have to cover that area. Right, where do you need to be transferred to? You go to Leh. Okay. I don't lose you in the transit. Right. You do have a float plane as well, which is good news. Yep, there we go. We'll go ahead and hunt them down. So that's 11. They should be able to close in there. They don't have the greatest amount of fuel, but we should be able to close in. Just can't let any ship escape. Any ship escaping is not good. We need to sink as many as we possibly can, really. Every single one of them doesn't matter. We know he transferred a few down here. They might be Gagayan. And in fairness, he might be moving supply to Mindanao. He might be moving supply elsewhere. I know Mindanao is going to be a bit of a problem, though, so I'm not looking forward to it. It might be time to attack Clark. I don't think there's anything else I could bring to Clark. He has been taken down from the bombardment, which is good. Yeah, there we go. The odds will not be in our favour. I mean, I do not think we'll actually achieve a victory, that's the point, but I think we do need to actually reduce those fortifications. It's going to be so nasty. Oh, God. Yeah. We're going to have, like, what, 2.6 times the amount of AV? How you doing there, Sean? Not too much, man. How was your bike ride? That does sound quite nice, actually. Yeah, so we have about 2.6 times the amount of AV at Clark. We know the terrain is times 3. We know that he has, obviously, the fortifications. It's going to be pretty damn tough, isn't it, really? I do have headquarters support, which is very nice. We do have 5th Fleet over here, which does help out. It's going to be tough. It is going to be a nightmare. Okay, a few aircraft can be transferred here. A lot of damage is not good. Need more aviation here. When do I receive additional ground forces? Because I can potentially do with some in Luzon. Like, we have really... We've committed to Luzon there. Quite nicely. Oh, I see that, Sean. Oh, dear. Okay, ground reinforcement schedule. So I do have a special base force arriving at Yokohama, Yokosuka. I mean, that'd be quite nice to use there. We do have a 2nd Ranger Regiment which will arrive in 4 days. I will have another Naval Guardian at Tokyo in 8 days. A couple brigades, yeah. A brigade there, brigade there. So not going to get a major influx of ground units for a little while, for a few days yet. We'll get little trickles, but not a big influx. That's fine. Right, yeah, that makes sense. Ah, well, man, at least you got out there, got some exercise, which is pretty good. Right, that's halted there, that's fine. I'm looking forward to the Kitsumaru. I think they will come in handy. I'm a little bit hesitant about using the LSTs, but they are definitely worth it. They do allow you to unload quite a good chunk. They also do have the 80cm guns, the 80mm guns. I wish it was an 80cm gun. Jesus Christ, that'd be amazing. But those 80mm are quite nice. Oh, they're not dual purpose, never mind. Never mind, I had my hopes of that, thinking, oh my god, it's actually got 80mm AA guns. No, they're not dual purpose. Oh, that sucks. I would have been really quite happy had we had some dual purpose on there. There's no asterisks. Yeah, they can't go stuff on the ships. We just need to make it float. Sea gun. Okay. Looking good. Let's go ahead and check on our R&D. Actually, we'll go ahead and check on the production first and foremost. We're not too far away now from completing the production run of Zeros here, the actual expansion run of the Zeros. So there's only 3 more facilities left to produce, left to finish. We should be up to about 5 Zeros a day then, which is going to be very nice. And the Key 43s... just 9 more over here. Expansion's mostly done now, which is very good news because that does mean that a lot of supply will just stay in Japan for the time being, actually just stay and accumulate. Because we don't have as many facilities as we once did repair all at once. Which is always using up supply as well. I mean, each point of repair is like 1,000. If we take a look over here, then sort 9, 6, 12, 6, 11. Very mixed bag over here. The 12 and the 11 are pretty damn good though. At least that is a good start there. We do have 2 progress on the A6M3A. Also, we'll be doing the R&D jump. Not too far away, but we're not closing in quite yet. Very much looking forward to having D4Y1s. Very much looking forward to having D41YC Judy. Can't wait for that. 7 is pretty good there. Helens, I'm looking forward to actually having a proper, I don't know, a more effective Japanese bomber would be quite nice. As we do have the Key 83s, we had at most 3 progress, so let's see if we have any additional. Looks like there's more 1s and 2s. We do have our 3 there in Tokyo. Oh, I was about to say we have a 4, but even having a 4 there of the Frank is actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. We've had a decent amount of luck so far with Franks. You can see that we do have the production facility over here at Hamamatsu, which is only at 0. 1s are alright. Sue there with the 0. But then Sue with the 4 is actually pretty damn impressive, to be honest. Yeah, still looking at 3. I'm really hoping that we do get more progress here in the Key 83s. The more now, the better, really. Take a look at the pools, then. So, good chunk of naval shipyard points still in the pool there. Merchant points still looking good. Vehicles is increasing. Okay. I might have actually gone over. I was aiming for 150 there. I might have actually gone to 160 by mistake there. Yeah, get the model numbers down. Okay. So we are looking quite good. And the good news is that we have been able to do this run a few times now. We're on to our 3rd run of the tankers back to Indochina, which I'm quite happy about. I need to have you refuel there. You're going to head back to Japan. Sorry, not to Japan, to Indochina. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to use you to actually replenish that fuel. You're headed back. Okay. They're not going to have a choice in this one. They're not going to have a choice. Okay. Now the question is, there's only 9,213 units of fuel here now. Okay. So we'll do another run of fuel, but then I'm going to begin to, once we get to the point where we can't pick up any more fuel in any decent loads, I mean, this is it. This is going to be the last run of fuel here for the time being. Until it builds back up. What we'll be doing next time, and well, it's just pretty much taking the oil there. Revolt instrument. Yeah, so this will be the last run of fuel. But that's been quite a good chunk of fuel there. I mean, that's over 20,000 units of fuel that we brought into, well, with this one, that we will have brought into Indochina. So I'm quite happy about that. We do have more tankers here. These are the larger ones. And we'll have to take a look at actually getting the fuel convoys heading back to Japan, in fact. It will be a lot easier. We might even just have the fuel moved to Manila and then have it moved out this way. There's a lot of different ways. I'm going to have to decide which one I want to use. We do have an option. Well, we definitely do have options there, so we don't have to stick with the same one the entire time either. Probably switching between them is not a bad idea, really. Just try and keep things, well, keep them fluid. We don't really want to get stuck. As he may very well clue onto that. And we could suffer there quite badly. I think we're looking good. So that construction unit, unfortunately, wasn't. Yeah, it's going to take a while for it to move there. But that's fine. But no, we are near the end of Malaya. I'm glad that those units did surrender. Let's see then. You have a light tanks, you have a medium tanks. What I'm going to do then is actually have you rest here then until we can actually go ahead and find a proper garrison. We'll have you head towards Singapore there, not take too long. Righto. So we do have the other tank regiments here. They're part of 5th Division, they're independent. They're part of the 1st Tank Division, which can't be built yet anyhow. But they're heading towards Singapore then. We're having them head down there just... Well, this is it. If the attacks don't actually succeed at Singapore, then it'd be worthwhile having the armor there just to make sure we have some additional assets there just to force it bloody well through there. It's taken long enough, but we'll finally get it. But I think we'll go with that. I think that's about all we can talk about here, really. Wow, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. That's usually longer than I do. Wow. Look at that. Twitch already paying off. It's getting there. It is looking good. I think what I might look at doing then is transferring the H6K force from Tulagi, at least one group from Tulagi to Tarawa. I really do worry because I only have like 2 Jakes over here, really. I could do with having them resized and made use of elsewhere. But I do worry because we just don't have that much information out here. I mean, a group of Tarawa would give us information past Baker Island, which is, as you can imagine, well worthwhile. I don't think it's going to make anything easy for us. I think what would be nice is to try and secure Baker Island and Canton Island, but I don't think they're going to go well for us. I think what it might end up having to be is we try and turn the Gilbert Islands into an actual built-up area. There's a good number of bases out here that can be built up. Not massively so, but they can be built up. It is difficult because they're... Oh, yeah, not many of them do have even the ability for ports, so that does make things a little bit awkward. But I could still build up airfields there. We'll have to take into consideration. We do have a supply that's arrived over here at Buin, which is unloading right now. It's only 210 tons of supply, but that's still enough. That'll keep that going. I can move in a little bit extra supply afterwards, but that'll be fine. We do have the Jakes over here running a little bit of naval search, which does help out. I mean, frankly, I want to get some key 15s down here to this area, because that would be really quite nice to actually have that reconnaissance. I mean, this is it. It's like, there's a possibility of carriers over here at Brisbane. I really do want to get in over here at Moresby. The difficulty is, there's one ship out there. I don't know. He might be pulling out. I doubt it. I doubt that. He might just be moving in more assets there, to be honest. And he might be looking to evacuate key units, to be honest. I think we'll go for it about there, then. So, like I say, big thank you for watching that, ladies and gentlemen. It has definitely been really awesome. Thank you very much to the new viewers as well. Good to have you guys. Thank you very much for the subscription there. Much appreciated there. So I'm going to go ahead and say a big thank you to my patrons as well, just before I sign off. I hope you're all having a great day. There we go. So a big thank you here to Mr. Ove, Kato Borsch, Susanna and Daniel Stanislav, Fon4123, Alex, Diligent Gravy, Bahram Dime Blue, Thunder, Erkkijuusto, Dingobat4, Mr. Baines, KO, BLeAcHACiD, Eric Wild, Spacht, Imperator Thrawn, Rick Chambers, James Lindsay, George Kilgore, Iceycrome, Talmont E, Deepicduck, seen you earlier, good to have you, my man, Raphael, Paul Sanders, SunYan, The Forgotten Lord Nuba, Ricky Blinson, and Gregory VanHouten. Thank you very much there. You guys are fantastic. Thank you very much to all of you for coming here once again today. Always humbling. It seems like we have a little bit of a break at this moment in time. I think had Dadman not got lucky and actually torpedoed Hosha, we probably would have been in a better position there, really. But there wasn't that much we could have done. It was a shame. Was a shame. But we'll have to really take a look at how we're going to be moving on in the future now. We need to actually figure out what we want to be doing next. So there we go. Thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next episode. Goodbye for now. Oh, the next THG turn is going to be a few days, I've been told. THG says he's a little bit busy for the next few days. So that one's going to be a little bit delayed. So I will be likely streaming to End All Wars tomorrow, which will be quite fun. So until then, thank you and goodbye for now. Tena Hega Banzai, Ayusuminasai. See you next time, guys. Sayonara. Goodbye.